It's time for another collaborative podcast that no one asked for. From the creators of Cases of Continuity, No New Friends, and Big Beautiful Dis, get ready for Creators United. And now, give it up for your hosts, Ryan, Dane, and Scott.
I think my subscription on Zoom ran out. Must have, because it didn't ask me if I wanted to record to the cloud. Okay, anyway, welcome everybody to episode. What episode is this? I have no clue. I think were we past 20, or were we just past 10? Let me see.
This is episode 22
I
of
thought
Creators
so.
United.
I thought so. I was gonna say I thought we passed 20. Episode 22. Done a lot of these. A lot of them have been real good, real interesting. Always like doing this
Some
show.
of them have not, but most have. Most have.
Yeah, one comes to mind with somebody who broke his Achilles at the time.
Oh no, that was a good one.
No, that was a good one.
Come on, with the what was it? The Patreon questions and Eddie Deason.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a good episode,
Any
dude.
episode with Eddie Deason doesn't deserve to be like that in the limelight, I guess. Anyway, the voices you are hearing, I'm Dane from Big Beautiful Diz, and along with me is the man of many names. We'll go with Mags tonight. How are you doing, my friend?
I am very excited that Creators United is back on the airwaves. It's been a long time coming, and good to be back. Good to be back.
Yeah, I think we're the only people that excited that this show is back.
And maybe Chris.
Maybe Chris. But other than that, no one. Everyone was celebrating the day that my channel went on hiatus. The second that the cruise line video was published, everyone was very.
But I will say one thing for everybody listening here: if you are within the sounds of our voices, that might mean you are listening to or watching Creators United. So go to Best of Orlando Weekly and nominate Creators United for Best Local Podcast. We are excited to be in the running, hopefully, for a Best of Orlando Weekly award.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Scott is not here tonight. Usually we are joined by new friend Scott. Tonight we're not. We send. I don't know. I mean, I won't say exact. I don't. He'll probably talk about it in No New Friends, I'm sure. But we send our condolences out to him. Yeah, vote for us for Orlando Weekly, or nominate us, I should say. Go to OrlandoWeekly.com. Go to the best local notables.
Local notables, best local podcast.
Yes, and then under best local podcast, you can put in Creators United, and then it will nominate us.
Yeah, please do. We would love.
None
to
of
be
us
in the
are
running
local to Orlando.
We're not. Which make it that much funnier for us to be nominated.
But Scott is, so that's why it counts.
Now, speaking of Scott, did you hear that James Murray was apparently texting a 16-year-old?
I did hear this, and Joe.
Very, very sad to hear, and Joe.
Joe Gatto
from Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, I love I love that show. So it's sad to hear these allegations. Whether it's true or not, we'll see. I mean, with this kind of stuff, you have to be like, I hate to do like I hate to like judge right away, because like sometimes this stuff comes. Unfortunately, most of the time this stuff comes out and it proves to be like legitimate. I really can't think of a time that this has been like false. I mean, there has been, but like nothing really comes to mind. It's really hard to just like
Jussie Smollett
shops like that.
Not exactly the same thing, but the Jussie Smollett thing was proven to be false.
Okay, who is that? I have no idea who that is.
Oh, you don't know? So this was an actor, I believe. I forget what show he was from.
Okay.
And he made claims that racist violence was performed against him, hate crimes, and it turns out he made the whole thing up and got in huge trouble for it.
Oh, jeez. Well, I get.
But you're correct that the majority of the time when allegations like these
Yeah.
come out, they are indeed correct.
Make your opinions when we have. I mean, there's screenshots, so it's like once it's very easy to fake screenshots, but I feel like with this kind of thing, it's not because it can be proven very quickly if they're fake or not. It's very easy to kind of show that they're fake. And the thing with Joe is that then he also like what did he checked into like a mental hospital or something. So it's like, oh, I mean,
Treatment facility.
yeah, I mean that's not looking good. You
Yeah,
usually check into a mental
unfortunately.
hospital to get help for something you've done, not really something that you're accused of.
Going
I mean,
through.
I'm sure if you're accused of something like that and you didn't do it, it does take a toll on your mental health. Like I'm sure that would be like something that would do take its toll on somebody.
But let's leave the sad topic behind. I always
Yeah.
start the episode with the question.
Go
So,
right ahead.
if you could become one cereal mascot, which would you choose and why?
Ooh. Okay, so a cereal mat. This is a good question.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
I mean the Fruit Loops toucan is pretty goated. I like the Fruit
Oh,
Loops toucan a
Sam
lot.
Toucan, yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Toucan's cool.
Uh the Trix Bunny, hate the Trix Bunny. Um
Really?
Yeah,
He's trying to
never
take it
like the
from the
Trix Bunny.
kids?
Yeah, he's mean. He's trying to take food from children. I don't like that.
Hmm.
Um, Never really liked the Lucky Charms leprechaun. Not my
Really? Lucky the
never like.
Leprechaun?
Yeah,
He's
never
my
been a big
choice. He's
fan
my
of him.
choice here. Or actually,
Um,
either him or Tony the Tiger is my choice here. Tony's
no, Tony.
classic.
I don't like Tony either. I don't like. He's a gym bro. I don't like gym bros. No, never been a big fan of
What
Tony
about
the Tiger
Snap,
either.
Crackle, or Pop?
I was just about to say that. I hate the little fuckers
Why
from
do you hate so many
Rice Krispie
cereal
treat.
mascots?
I don't know. I don't like most of them. Most of their personalities, they're trying to take the cereal. I don't like the fact
What
that they're
about the Cinnamon Toast Crunch Chef or the Cocoa Puffs, the Cuckoo Bird, whatever his name is,
the
Sunny?
cocoa
Sunny?
cocoa for the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He's never gotten
Yeah,
on my
Sunny.
nerves for some reason. Even though he's trying to take the cereal, never gotten on my nerves.
What about Fred Flintstone?
I do like Fred. I do like Fred Flintstone.
Cocoa
Always been a
Pebbles and Fruity
yeah.
Pebbles.
Yeah, always been a big fan of Fred Flintstone. The Reese's Puffs, I mean that's not really a mascot, but the
I
Reese's
also
Puffs
I don't.
jingle, love
Well,
the
actually,
Reese's
they have a
Puffs jingle.
mascot right now. It's Angel Reese, apparently.
Oh, okay.
What, have
Didn't
you
know
not
that.
seen those boxes? Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, they have limited edition Angel Reese's Puffs, and so she's on the box or whatever. I obviously I forget if I've talked about it on this show. Peanut allergy. I'm never
Right.
gonna have Reese's Puffs for obvious
Well,
reasons.
well,
But
then if we're counting that, then I'm gonna have to say the LeBron Wheaties are my favorite. My sunshine, so gotta represent LeBron. He's my favorite Zero character.
oh man, I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm surprised you are supporting LeBron here as a fellow Celtics fan. But
He's my sunshine. I mean, I gotta, no matter what team he's on, I gotta support him no matter what.
sports for me is really one of those things that when things are getting crazy in life, which they are for me right now with work,
Uh-huh.
it's just absolutely insane. Sports is one of those things that kind of helps to keep me grounded and takes my headspace out of all of the stress and insanity that I'm dealing with at the time, along with travel and things like
Mhm.
that. Really, just things that help to keep me grounded when it seems like everything is swirling around me. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, most definitely. It's a nice getaway, I guess, for a couple hours if you're watching a sports game, especially when you don't want to, be checking your phone constantly and everything. It gives you something to watch. Same thing with movies. Same thing with a good movie, whether it be one that you have watched before, or especially one that you haven't seen before. If it's good, that can be a really nice getaway for a couple hours. You escape into the fantasy world that the film is presenting. Uh, and
Yeah, I know
here's
you
the
used to review movies on your YouTube channel. Was
yeah,
that
not anymore.
when you were reviewing a movie, would it still take you out and kind of keep
No,
you engagement.
No, it was no, it was a different viewing experience because you're paying attention to everything, and you have to pay
Mhm.
attention to everything. So you have to watch it differently, and it's completely different from somebody that's just watching it to enjoy it as compared to somebody who's watching it to kind of find its flaws, because that's essentially what you're doing when you're at least for me, when I would review a film, I would essentially just look for its flaws, and the amount of flaws that I found was determine the score. If it's a good movie, it doesn't have many flaws, so you know that's going to be high ranking. If it had a lot of flaws, it would be a low ranking. You know, you got to look at that way. You got to be a critical eye as a reviewer.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the reason why I stopped doing the reviews, because I was just like, I don't really like doing them anymore.
Hmm.
Because like, sure, I would get the film for free. I got to watch the movies for free, but most of the time I didn't like the movies, and Disney hasn't been making quality films recently. So it's just like
This is true. I would argue they
I
really haven't been for a while outside of every other Marvel project, seems
right,
like.
especially like the new Snow White. I'm not watching the new Snow White. I refuse to.
Why would you waste 2 hours of your life on that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why they made it. It's like all the Rachel Zegler interviews have been absolutely ridiculous. Not for like the political reasons that most people are upset at them for, the reasons of like, I don't know, bashing Walt Disney's legacy. Usually, when you work for Disney, you don't really want to be bashing the person that like created the company, you know, and has like a legacy time like worth 100 times more than you do. You usually don't want to be doing that, but I guess Rachel Zegler has another opinion on that, because essentially what she's doing is just bashing Snow White, and in that you're bashing Walt Disney's legacy, because Snow White is a monumental film in his career, and she's like saying about how Snow White is all the character is doing is basically just a prize to be won by the prince, which is, I mean, essentially true in the story, and it's unfortunate that her character is just to be um a partner in a relationship, or not even, unfortunately, back in those times where the movie takes place, let's be honest here, not even a partner in a relationship, just a queen. um and it's like, yeah, look, it's not, you know, it's not the story is not the best in Snow White. But what makes that movie
Better than Sleeping Beauty, without a doubt.
right, Sleeping Beauty would be nothing in my opinion if it wasn't for Maleficent's character.
Well,
Um
absolutely.
Maleficent makes that movie. Um the
Hmm.
thing with Snow White is that it's held in high regard because of the historical context that it has, not for the quality of the film. It's not a very good
Well,
movie. I mean, let's be honest here. But
the animation is spectacular. As much as I'm not an animation guy, the animation is gorgeous,
yeah,
and the soundtrack kind of a banger. Not
this
gonna
is
lie.
true.
The story leaves a lot to be desired, but the animation and the soundtrack are quite spectacular, in my opinion.
And I'm being critical of the first Snow White, and you're like, well, you just said that that's bashing Walt Disney's legacy. No, it's a difference between being critical of the film itself and then completely dismantling the legacy that it has. And that's exactly what this movie is doing, and that's exactly what the press tours are doing.
And so I think it's a really timely discussion for us here, right? This is Creators United. Usually we have a creator on to discuss their creation. And in this case, it's a bit of a flip side because we are talking about a creation from the Walt Disney Company and
Mhm.
really trying to dig into a lot of the flaws that we have found in this creation. And we could even dig into, if we really wanted to, the motivation behind this creation. Probably, not even probably, almost certainly just money, which is obviously a completely different
Yeah,
motivation behind the things that we create.
like, yeah, for sure. I mean, I do get paid for these I do get paid from YouTube. I do make money. It's not anything to live off of, but I do get paid. I certainly don't do it just for the money. I do it because I like it. Um, I do it because I enjoy it. Disney is global multi-billion-dollar company. So it's a completely different situation. And it's just something that if they can capitalize off the nostalgia, they're going to do it. And if they destroy a legacy while, because they already did that with Pinocchio, so if they destroy something in the process, what do they care? Like, it's an old movie that in their eyes no one really cares and watches it anymore. But and like, here's the thing, people try to tell me that like Disney cares about its history and stuff like that, and that's why they like, put out Figment merchandise and stuff like that. No, that's not why they put out like retro merchandise. It's not. It's not why they do the anniversary celebrations of Disney World and Disneyland. It's all because of merchandising money. They I guarantee you, higher ups in the Disney board could care less about the history of the company. There's very few people in the higher ups of Disney that care about the history of the company. If they did, if they really did care about the history of the company, they wouldn't make live action films. They wouldn't. They would have a fan's perspective, and they don't. They have a business person's perspective, and those are two completely different perspectives.
Absolutely. But it's
Yeah.
still unfortunate.
It is. It is because I mean, it's not like Snow White's a fictional character, so it's not like we're hurting. It's not like I'm mad at Disney for hurting the character's feelings or whatever. It's just the fact that the legacy of Snow White is a little bit more than just a movie. And like I said before, you're probably going to be like, "Oh, what a hypocrite I am." Yeah, it's different. It's different. It's different for me to talk about this than because they're representing the company. I'm not. I'm representing my own opinion. Rachel Zegler is representing Disney's Snow White. I'm not. As you can hear, I have some opinions about Snow White, but I don't say those opinions on the channel anymore. I don't really do opinion pieces much anymore. I phase that out. Really, don't really like doing that kind of stuff anymore. On the main channel at least. Uh, if you're a fan of mine, I want to talk about this real quick. Or not real quick. This is the like main point of the episode. If you're a fan of mine, you probably noticed that I haven't uploaded anything in over a month now. And if you're a big fan of mine, you're already heard me talk about this a little bit on Patreon. But yeah. Anyway, there was something that happened in my life, and it's one of the like hardest things that I've ever had to go through. It's probably the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. And when I say that, people are going to probably be like, "Well, you're being traumatic." No, I got broken up with by the person somebody I love dearly, and I still love dearly. It's very hard to let this person go. Even now. Even now when I can sit in front of a camera and talk about it, because I couldn't do this exactly what I'm doing right now. I couldn't do for the longest time. And it when something like that happens and you go through a period where you're doing some very deep self-reflecting, it's very hard to just be like, okay, let's act like everything is okay in front of a camera for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Even this, I couldn't do Creators United for a while because it was just like I can't pretend like nothing is going on. Some people are very good with hiding their personal lives. I'm not. I'm not at all. The only thing that I probably don't post is like where I am, because like I made the mistake of bringing like like the relationship that I had for like 2 years to YouTube. Like, it's not a secret who I was with, you know. It's not a secret who my ex is. It's not a secret of who this person is. She's in the Sandpiper ad that's in the newest video that I made that's over a month old now. Spin on it for this show is after this happened, all motivation to create anything was gone immediately. Like the second that it happened, that night that it happened was horrible. And then everything the weeks after that was like a severe depression. And this is not just for heartbreak. This is for depression. This is for anything. It's very hard to motivate yourself to want to do anything, let alone sit down at the computer and write about Disney World for for 2 hours. Like I said, when you're self-reflecting like that and you're going through something like that, like I am currently, it's still hard. I had to force myself to write the end of this video because I was about halfway through the video that's going to be coming out very soon. And I had to force myself to sit down and start writing because it was like, what's the point? You know, I had to remind myself like this is how you make money. This is your job essentially. You can't just not do it because of this thing that, you know, because of your broken heart. Um yeah, it's not just something that my YouTube channel is more than just a hobby now for me, and it's not something that I can just ignore. It was tough for multiple reasons because for the first time ever in my life since I have started the channel, I did not want to I didn't want to make videos, and that's never happened before. I've taken breaks. I took a break after Beyond the Glass, but I was constantly writing and making ideas. I was writing videos all throughout that summer. This was really the first time for a significant amount of time that I did not even want to think about making videos. Because also the one video that I'm not working on right now, I don't know when I'm going to start working on this again because I just can't bring myself to do it still. Is the Hershey video. I've talked about the Hershey video a little bit, not very in depth. But basically the Hershey video is a video that I recorded when I went on a trip with my ex-girlfriend. And basically all the footage reminds me of her. And I right now I can't even bring myself to look at the footage. When one person is so significant in your life and you lose that person for any reason, especially with a breakup, it's very, very, very tough to be when you're the one that gets broken up with. It's very tough to just move on the next day. Thankfully, that motivation has come back for wanting to make content. That's why I'm here doing this episode. But it takes a while to get back to that. And if anyone, like, I hope that people who listen to this episode, not I hope, but I hope that people who are going through the same kind of thing listen to this episode. Because the one thing that helped me a lot is listening to people that have gone through similar stuff. It kind of, you get a sense that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's still very, very tough, but at least now there's a little bit of a way to distract myself. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because we've talked a little bit about, like, you know, when stuff has happened before like this you know, but there was one episode where Scott talked a lot about it, about how motivation for him, you know, outside circumstances kind of comes into your life, and the I'm using the word motivation a lot, uh, and drive to make content kind of goes away. But there's ways to get it back. You know, breaks always help. Um, just kind of breaks is probably the best. I mean, because it makes you it makes you want to do stuff again. And if it doesn't, then if you don't, if the drive doesn't come back after a while, I'm talking like a good like 6 months to a year. Um, you know, and if it doesn't come back, like maybe just like content creation isn't for you. Because if you're stressing about making this sort of content, but you are the kind of person that doesn't want to stop making it and that's why you're stressed out, then it's for you. But if you're stressed out because of making the content, if this makes any sense, then it's not for you. You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I stopped Cases of Continuity. At a certain point, it became a burden, and it wasn't really fun when I was doing it. So I was like, why am
Right.
I doing this? What's the point?
Right. So if you're not making money from this and it's causing you severe like anxiety or severe like stress in your schedule, like you said, Ryan, yeah, probably the best thing is to not do it anymore unless or not do it as often unless you really, really, really enjoy doing it. Then in that case, it's like, okay, figure out a way, you
Mhm.
know?
Where there's a will, there's a way. That's why I'm going to name my first child William.
There you go. William Way.
William Way. I'm going to change my last name to
William
Way.
Way. Anyway, let's talk about some awkward stuff real quick before we end here. There's YouTube is a massive YouTube is 20 years old this year. That's crazy to
Wow.
think about.
It's almost able to drink
2005.
alcohol.
Dude, that's crazy to think about. You know what else is crazy? Some of the videos that have been posted on this platform specifically, and before we get into this, do not look up these videos and harass these people. We are not doing
You're
this
going to talk about
segment
two
to,
girls, one cup?
yes, no, 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 I'm not. Do not look up these videos and harass these people. We are not doing this to make fun of people. We are doing this because it is funny.
Oh my God. I know what you're about to
There
bring up. Oh man, I'm excited
there
now.
are a lot of talented people on YouTube that make covers of songs. And there are a lot of people who are also talented, but in a different way of making bad covers of songs. Let's listen to some of these covers. So there is a lot of these are like middle school talent shows that unfortunately get posted onto onto YouTube from like, talent shows on YouTube. And there's a lot of them for I'm Just Ken from Barbie. A lot. There are a lot of skits that people have done. And there's one specifically. Where is it? I'm trying to find the channel because I subscribe to it on YouTube. Here it is. This is obviously copywritten music, so we can't
Well, but the,
play
the
all
the
of it.
people singing are not copywritten.
But the song is, not the people
Yeah, but if they're
singing.
singing over it, I don't think it'll be copyright stricken because they already have it on YouTube.
This is true.
Doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always number two. No one knows how hard I try. I have feelings that I can't explain. Driving me insane.
So there's so many things with this video that I absolutely adore. First, Eli's Christmas talent.
Are you
The
sure? Oh,
post.
you're sharing it onto the
Yeah, I'm posting it on the stream. The guy with the guitar over here is something else. He cracks me up. He plays the solo when they. So he's strumming the guitar so slow when the tempo of the song picks up, which is so funny to me. They go off stage, they come back in the black shirts and everything. They have no microphones, so the instrumental music over them is so loud to the point that you can't hear them singing. It's glorious. It really is.
Absolutely.
And the thing is like this right here. Yes, I would absolutely do this with my buddies in like high school.
Would you put it on
There's
YouTube?
I would not put it on YouTube, but I would definitely do this as a bit. I would definitely do this as a bit. Like, there's no question in my mind. Like, the dance is good. They do a good job with the dance here. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
It is very well choreographed.
It is. It is. There is multiple, like, they're not covers. They're parodies. Parodies. And, and one of them is probably one of if not my favorite video on the internet. It is beyond hysterical.
All the single riders, 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 all the single riders.
Favorite things about this video is the fact that you can tell that they recorded this in like one take in probably one of their bedrooms because they like don't have a microphone. It's like taken off a Motorola phone.
The choreography is
And
kind
this
of
guy,
on point, though.
this guy in the jeans is my absolute favorite. I think it's great. I don't think it's bad. I think it's like legitimately good. Like to do this in the park, like take some courage.
Takes guts. I respect it.
Yeah.
Take some chutzpah.
Like it's a legitimately a good parody. It's just so funny.
What gets me is there's only like what, 2 single rider attractions in all of Disney World.
Right. Right. Like there's not many single riders. Like Expedition Ever.
And also, why is it called Single Riders Got a Fast Pass? If you're in the Single Riders line,
yeah, you don't.
because you don't have a Fast Pass.
It defeats the purpose of Fast Pass. I like the person that walks in front of the camera and just retake the take.
What, they're just at home now? They couldn't keep recording in the park?
No.
What are they even holding up there?
The Fast Pass. Big Fast Pass.
Oh, okay. Can't tell because the video quality is so bad. Another person walks by.
This is yeah, and this is why I don't record in the parks. Like I don't record history like story of videos because people like walking in frame and stuff.
And you
It's
don't want to put
impossible
random
to
people in your videos, especially if they don't give their permission explicitly.
Yeah, like you get it. Back then, people didn't care, but now you can get into trouble for that. he's a ghost in that shot. Okay, enough of Single Riders. Oh my god, I love it so much. I love it so much. It's like that video I think is legitimately my favorite video on YouTube. I love it. I love it too much.
Well, those were some crazy videos, but this
They
was
were.
kind of a crazy episode, so I guess it kind of fits with
If you
that.
watch live, it was a crazy episode. If you're watching it through YouTube,
It was still kind of a crazy episode.
this is true. A little mixed bag of everything. That's what I like about Creators United, though. You never know.
You never know what you're gonna get. Kind of like
Yeah,
a box of chocolates.
Uh-huh. Yeah, if you're watching, if you didn't watch live, basically T-Mobile Wi-Fi. I've come to realize that T-Mobile Wi-Fi is not good. It's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been it's been dropping for me ever since I had it. Just like random nights, it'll be good for like 2 or 3 days, and then just all of a sudden, it'll just be like, oh, I don't want to work today, and then it just like literally stops working. Like right now, I'm running. How I'm connecting right now to the Zoom meeting is through my phone Wi-Fi. It's literally my Wi-Fi router is turned off right now because it's shut off. It's stupid. Do not, if you have T-Mobile like phone, do not get T-Mobile Wi-Fi.
We are
It's horrible.
anti-sponsored by T-Mobile.
Yeah, I like T-Mobile for the phone. For the Wi-Fi, hell no. Hell no. Anyway, what do you got coming up on Disneyverse?
Well, we just recorded kind of a cool episode. It's a game that Ryan had created called Yelp Me, Yelp You. He read us 1-star Yelp reviews, and we had to guess which attraction or hotel or restaurant the Yelp review was referring to. And then we had to guess what the current average number of stars that locale has, which was kind of neat. One of us did surprisingly well, and we also had some special guests on, including recurring guest John from Mickey and the Mouse and Ashley from our new sponsor, Adventure Awaits by Ashley. You'll have to listen to the episode
very
to see how
cool.
folks did. It should be releasing on Monday, April 7th. How
Very
about you?
cool.
I know you said the Big Beautiful Diz, you know, a little bit in limbo right now, probably going to be coming back soon. Anything in the works you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, during that segment. It was it was really tough to just make anything. And it's like, oh, people are probably going to be like, you know, and I was asking this to myself. It's like one thing that I was going through does not have anything to do with the YouTube channel, but if you really think about it, it does, because when that thing that when you're going through a heartbreak, when you have a broken heart, everything feels like it's crumbling. You know what I mean? And if you're going through depression, if you're going through anything, it feels like everything is crumbling. And yeah, that's exactly how I felt, and kind of, I mean, still how I'm kind of feeling. I really had to sit down and kind of force myself to make this video, and that's exactly kind of what I did. But basically, it's about non-Disney intellectual property that has been in Disney parks before, and coincidentally,
the Ninja Turtles.
right, that's a great example. So there's I
learned
think
what those
I
were.
have, huh?
Recently learned what those were.
What, the Teenage Mutant Ninja? You didn't know what they were before?
No, I had to be explained on a full episode what they were.
Oh, you legitimately? How are you almost 25 and you don't know the Ninja Turtles?
I'd heard of them. I didn't know anything about them other than what I saw in the epic rap battle of history. I didn't know like the lore behind them. I didn't know if they were a TV show or a
Dude, that's
comic
crazy.
or what.
That's crazy. You were born in like the height, or not the height, but it was near
when
the.
I was born, they were not a big thing. Like when I was growing up.
Dude, that's wild.
I was
I mean,
born in like the last 3 months of the 90s.
yeah, that's true. I mean, I even grew up on like Ninja Turtles, and that was when the new movies were coming out. But I was watching like the 90s, and the show was still on. Like the animated Nickelodeon show was on.
See,
So that's
I grew
crazy
up
that you
with
never
Magic
really watched that
Magic
as a kid.
Treehouse was my obsession when I was a
Oh,
kid.
dude, I love the Magic Treehouse. Love
Dude,
the
that
Magic
should be our
Treehouse.
next episode. Our favorite books when we were kids.
Oh, that's a great. I'm putting that down.
Yo,
We will absolutely talk about that. Yeah, but
we
anyway,
need a good guest for that. But
yeah.
anyways, yeah. That would be a good
Coincidentally,
Justin episode, actually.
yeah,
Our favorite properties when we were kids.
absolutely. Coincidentally, all of the examples of like times that Disney has used intellectual property that isn't theirs is all in MGM Studios.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Great movie ride. Like, makes
Right.
sense. It really all fits with that theme.
Right.
Except
Yeah,
for
so it's an
the
interesting
Ellen show, right?
topic.
Was Ellen show ABC when it was Ellen's Energy Adventure?
Um,
Jeopardy was Ellen's Energy Adventure. That
Jeopardy.
was Sony.
Yeah, Jeopardy would have been not Disney. Yeah. So yeah, look
Epcot's got a
forward to that when
smidgen.
that comes out. That should be coming out real soon. It should be out already by the time this comes out. So go to
Hey.
Big Beautiful Diz if you want to watch.
On behalf of Dane, I'm Mags. Thanks for uniting creators with us. And Scott, we miss you.
We see you.